Over the last few months, life has gotten very real and it's thrown me quite a few curveballs. So I've been absent on this channel a little bit, so I want to go through a little bit of that with you. We're going to start off with a timeline. So everything that has just culminated into one, started last year. So last August of 2021, I did end up catching COVID. I did have this for 3 weeks, pretty much a month. This is relevant for events that I'm going to share with you in just a minute, but I want to give you this as the foundation, kind of the groundwork, because from here on things just kind of built on itself. We're going to move into September. So in September, I had a medical scare that required frequent testing. This in and of itself was frightening. It cost a lot of money and the testing was quite painful. So again, just recovering from the virus and then being thrown into something else, that was scary. Things, as you can see, started building. Once we move into November, things are gonna hit an all-time low. So in November, my dog, who was my child, started showing signs of not being healthy. This just kind of kept getting worse and worse. And then the week before Thanksgiving, the Thursday before, I believe it was the 18th, a week to the day before Thanksgiving, I ended up having to put her down. That was probably the hardest thing I've had to do in my adult life for sure, but probably in my entire life. And not just that day, not just that event, but the immediate days after. That was a really hard time for me to get through. I had to learn to function throughout my day without her. I had had her for 13 years. I had been with her pretty much every day, day in, day out for 13 years. And so I completely had to shift my mindset and learn how to go about my daily routine without her. That was hard. And again, on top of having my own medical scares at the time, my mental health was not in a very good place. So around this time, the end of November, beginning of December, start having after effects from COVID. That on top of the immense stress that I had been going through led to some pretty significant hair loss. You might have seen, if you've watched my last videos or saw the last thumbnails, my hair is very short. As you can see now, it is still very short. I did make that conscious decision to go ahead and cut it, mainly to kind of conceal the fact that it was getting very, very thin. It was falling out so bad, but also because having it longer and it was falling out in such a fast pace and such handfuls that it was getting tangled and knotted in the longer portion, the lower portions of my hair. So I just had to cut it off, start fresh, and that wasn't easy either. I mean, yes, that sounds vain, but it's something I had to do. And again, on top of everything else, it wasn't pleasant, but it was a decision that I had to make. So moving into this year, January of 2022, I was still going through these medical testings. I didn't have an answer. I was going to a specialist, costing me more money. Again, these tests were painful. And let me put this out there, okay? It is 2022 and women's medicine is nowhere near where it needs to be. There are things that are painful that should not be painful. Local anesthetic, some kind of pain relief should be offered, and it's not. The things that we have to go through and are just expected to take it is nonsense. There needs to be some improvement to this. On top of this, as you may have noticed, my filming area looks a little different. That is because there was construction going on here, major construction. I have this new area that was built. It had to be built from the bottom up, completely inside and out. So that took time, it took money. But again, I needed it for my own headspace. I needed my space to look different. I needed it to feel different and just kind of start new. I do want to say that I'm very well aware that compared to other events taking place right now that are more severe, these are minor events. These don't compare. I did want to share it with you though and kind of give you a timeline because these are my truths. These are what's happened to me in the last few months. It's not that I haven't been wanting to film or upload, it's just been that I have not been in the right headspace to do so. And then on top of that, it wasn't very aesthetically pleasing to look at. This area that had the construction going on is one of those situations where it looked much worse before it looked better. So there was not going to be any kind of filming in that. I'm sure nobody wanted to see that. I do want to let you know that I have been accumulating video ideas. As you can see, I am back to filming, and I do plan on that continuing. A huge shout out and thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, who stayed subscribed even though I wasn't putting out content. Thank you. I did lose a few subscribers. That's to be expected. I understand completely. It's been a good amount of time since I've uploaded, so I completely understand. On the flip side of that, I have gained some new subscribers, so if you are one of those and you're watching right now, I'd love to say thank you for that. Welcome to this space. Go ahead and check out all of my other videos, that way you can see everything this channel has to offer. Go ahead and pop up some videos that will get you started on that, and I hope to see you in the next one.